But we begin tonight with breaking news out of Garfield Heights. 2 people shot and a standoff underway here at 11 o'clock.
And Channel 3's Lena is live there tonight for us with what she is learning from neighbors. Lena, what do you know?
Sarah, Chris, we are on East 86, right off of Garfield Road in Garfield Heights, and take a look down this street of residential homes and that long line of police units with their flashing lights, fire engines here, paramedics on standby. Now, Garfield Heights Fire has confirmed that 2 people have been shot. 1 taken to Metro Health Medical Center, 1 taken to Marymount Hospital. Their conditions are not known. The shooter, we're told, is barricaded inside one of the homes here on the right side of the street. I witnessed officers taking cover behind on the sides of cars and on the sides of trees and buildings as they surround this particular home. But as you can see, we're about maybe, I would guess about 8 houses down, and yet you still see neighbors, milling about, a lot of people curious. Now, we are aware that there are a lot of reports unconfirmed on social media that 2 children may have been shot, but what I can tell you that the fire department would not confirm the ages or the genders of those who were injured. However, 3 separate witnesses tell me that they heard about 8 to 10 gunshots, and they did see paramedics haul away who they believed were the gunshot victims, and none of them appeared to be children in those witnesses' accounts. I did speak to one witness just moments ago.
I was outside taking my dog out in the back, and I heard about 10 to 15 gunshots. When I took my dog back in the house, came back out, and that's when I just seen police cars pulling up, and there was a lady running across the street. I'm saying someone got shot.
And that was a witness, Willie Barton, who lives across the street. Again, it's believed that the shooter involved is barricaded inside the home. A tense situation, certainly close up to the home. In the meantime, neighbors around here are certainly curious, hanging outside. It's going to be a long night here in Garfield Heights, but we will keep you posted on all our social media apps. Reporting live from Garfield Heights, Lena Live, Channel 3 News.
It certainly looks like it. We will check in with you soon. Thanks, Lena.